Hello and welcome back to the Southwestern Vehicle Auctions YouTube channel, joined by me, Owen, the classic car specialist here at Southwestern Vehicle Auctions. And today we're going to be looking at 6 classics in our upcoming January classic car sale, our winter classic car auction. The 6 picks I've picked out today are from all different ages, all different conditions, all different shapes and sizes, so I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so the first car we're looking at today is lot number 31 in the January sale. It's a Peugeot 205 1.6 GTI, so the less popular one out of the two, but still a very rare car and going up in value. This one is the Phase 1.5 Special Edition. Only 1,200 of these were made from new. 300 of the 1.6s were made in Miami blue, which is the colour you see this one in here today. So there's only 300 of these 1.6s in this blue. It's not to be confused with the Phase 2, where the Miami blue was offered as a standard colour, by the way. This is definitely a Phase 1.5 in Miami blue, so there's only 300 of these ever made, as I said before. Being the special edition, it features grey leather seats inside, which you'll be able to see right now. The electric windows inside as well, a large glass sunroof on the top, and some alloy wheels as well. So it's a really top of the range car, lots of power, fun hot hatch to have. The vendor's owned this for the past 5 years, and it's had a recent overhaul with 4 new tyres, a new cam belt, front discs and pads, and hoses were changed as well. So a really nice collectible, I want to say future classic, but it's a classic right now, but they're only going to go up in value, they're only going to soar in popularity. We've got an estimate on this one of 4,850 to 5,850, and I think that's a fair price for one of these 1.6 GTIs. So the next car we're looking at today is lot number 40, 1991 Rover Mini Cooper. So one of the later Coopers, but it's made by Rover, this one. Vendor has owned this car since 2020. He purchased it after passing his driving test. The car's nicknamed Henry, so if you do buy this car, I hope that you will carry on the nickname that the vendor has given it. After the purchase of the car, the vendor spent a large amount of money getting the car up to standard. It's had the carbs stripped and rebuilt, gearbox replacement. It had an exterior race spray as well in November 2020, just after he purchased the car. This is a Jersey car, it's been imported from Jersey. It was registered actually not that long ago, in November 2022, as of when you're watching this, so about a month ago from when we're filming this. And it's covered just 51,000 miles. Now we have no paperwork really about that, which is a bit of a shame, but being a Jersey car, and looking at the condition of this car as well, I think you'll see that the likelihood is it probably only has covered 51,000 miles. The vendor has enjoyed his ownership of the car, he tells me, but is now selling to fund a flat purchase, which, you know, is a bit of a sad story. He's had to let it go, but you know, so be it. This car is estimated at £6,000 to £7,000, and again, I think for a clean Rover Mini Cooper, that's a fair price. So moving on to the third car in this video, we've got number 32, the 2003 MG ZR Express. It's actually a 105 Express, but I'll just call it the Express for the purpose of this video. Now this is actually a very rare modern classic. You probably haven't seen too many of them. I believe they've got a bit of a following, but they will be rapidly appreciated in value. The vendor's owned this for the last 4 years. There's only 337 of these cars ever made, and there's only 5 left on the road in the UK today. So a very rare car, hence probably why you've not seen very many of them. This one's number 90 of 337. It's one of 24 of these fitted with the peppy 1.4K 105 PS series engine. I hope I got that right. And it's one of 87 finished in this lovely trophy blue that you see it here in today. The car's equipped with a full BRM interior that you'll be able to see in the video now. And the number plate MG03BRM does stay with the car. So a nice number plate to go with the interior in the car as well. The previous owner had this car overhauled by MG Summit in Dudley in 2019. I recommend that you go and see our website for details and an interesting write-up on this car as well, because it's actually got quite some history for a car that's only just scratching 20 years old. This car's estimated at £4,000 to £5,000. Again, I think for a rare car, there's only been 337 of these made. For a rare appreciating classic, that's a good price, and you're only going to make money on it in the future. So next up, fourth one in this video today is number 41, the Aston 16.6 Hartford from 1935. If you haven't ever heard of these before or seen one of these before, which I suspect if you're looking for one of these, you probably have, but 16.6 represents 16 horsepower with a straight 6-cylinder engine. This car has been in the vendor's family since 1994, so a very long ownership on this one. I believe the vendor of the car has actually owned it since 2004, but the ownership was transferred from his dad. So his dad had it for 10 years, and he's had it since 2004, so 18 years if you like. The car's been used for vintage shows, rallies and weddings in the time that the families had it. Restoration work on this car was actually carried out in the late 80s by an owner in the southwest. I believe it was sort of Gloucester way or something like that. But as you see the car here today, it's a very nice original example. Although it has had restoration work, you know, this car is from 1935. It's getting on, it's 90, getting on 100 years old now. And the condition, okay, it's got its fair blemishes, but overall a very tidy and straight car. The estimate on this car is £5,000 to £6,000, and I think that's a cheap car for something that's nearly 100 years old. That's a good price, and I think it'll be worth having a bid on. So here we are with the next car, the fifth car in the video, not on the fourth of five, a 1967 MGB Roadster, so a very early Roadster, this one. I'd say this car is actually one of the stars of the show, purely based on its condition. It's been well looked after by its several owners over the years, and especially the owner who's had it most recently, who's owned it for the last 12 years actually, and it registers just 5 former keepers on the V5C. A full restoration was undertaken in the car in 2008, 15 years ago, and the vendor states that the underside and sill is still very sound and good. So again, a solid car. It comes with lots of history and invoices, this car, included in the file, and it's had some recent work done as well. So there's new springs, stainless exhaust. So yeah, it's had the work done. It looks really, really good. I can't quite emphasise from the video just how good it looks. What I recommend you do is check this car out on our website, just to really emphasise the condition of this, because this is a beautiful, beautiful car. It's got the heritage certificate in the file as well, so it comes from good stead. And the vendor is sad to sell it, this one, but now is the time to let it go after a long ownership. We've estimated this car £11,000 to £13,000, and I think that is an absolute steal for a car in this condition. An early MGB Roadster for that amount of money is a good price, I'd say. Last car in the video today, one of my personal favourites in the auction, as a bit of an Aston Martin enthusiast myself. It's got number 42, the 1997 Aston Martin DB7 Volante, so it is the convertible. It's been owned by the vendor since December 2008, so it's had just over 14 years of ownership by the time this car comes to auction. And it's covered just 76,000 miles in just over 20 years, really. So a fantastic record for a car that could probably do far more than that. The car's been well looked after in its time with the vendor. It's got a service book with 16 stamps inside. I believe most of them are from Aston Martin, main dealer, and it's got the power hood is fully functioning as well. You can see that in the walk around video that's up on the car's listing on our website. It comes with some old MOTs, the red DB7 key, the hubcap key, which is crucially important, and like I said before, a full leather-bound Aston Martin book pack, so it's got all the history, all the things to go with it. Just a perfect purchase for anybody, this one. It's powered by the 3.2 litre V8 engine, this one. It's got the automatic gearbox, 420 brake horsepower, and 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. So you've got luxury and power at the same time. You know, just an amazing car, really. The vendor's selling this one to reduce the size of his collection. We've estimated it at £10,500 to £12,500, and I think to get an Aston Martin for anywhere in that price range is an absolute steal.